I gotta get this door barricade and shit. Fuck! Come here, bud. Stay there. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. I need to get the hockey stick for protection. Man, I need to close these drapes. Who the hell's that? There we go. Who are you?
I'm Mrs. Voorhees. I'm an old friend of the Swainstons. Are you okay?
No, my friends are dead.
You're gonna need to calm down and tell me what happened.
They're all dead.
Well, let's go inside and go look and see.
No, they're all dead inside. You can't go in there.
Why?
Because the killer's in there.
I'm not afraid.
What? No, no way. No way. I am not going in there. See, I told you.
Oh, Lord. Oh my gosh. This place! They never should have reopened this place! It's trouble. Do you know that a young boy drowned here?
No?
The counselors, they weren't paying attention. They were busy making love. That young boy drowned. His name was Jason. And today is his birthday.
Hey guys, it's the Horror Junkies of Utah, and we are coming at you today to talk about Friday the 13th. Because what day is it?
Friday
it
the
is
13th.
actually Friday the 13th, November 2015. So we're going to be talking about the original Friday the 13th. I'm going to go ahead and send it off to these two to give me their reactions to this film. Eddie, what did you feel about Friday the 13th, the original?
When I was first seeing it, when I was a kid.
Well, no shit. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I was just wondering because
No.
we have
What did you feel about it when you seen it last night?
I mean, I have two different opinions. How
Okay,
I
let's
feel
get
now
them
and how I
out
feel
then.
then.
Yeah, well,
When I was a little kid, it scared the shit out of me.
now
I was
you're
like,
just
what
like,
the hell?
whatever.
But now I have a great respect for it. I mean, it was one of the very first slashers. I mean, it started a big franchise with the Jason movies.
It did.
And it was just a great film. I loved how they kept the mystery, kind of like Scooby-Doo.
I kind of expected the mystery machine to show up.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo jump out. But no, I love it. It's good.
What did you think of it, Tracy?
It's a cult classic, that's for sure.
It is.
Definitely for sure. I hadn't seen it in quite a few years, and then I watched it last night. And wow, it's
Wow. She's like, wow. It's so shitty.
yeah, pretty much. I'm like, why was I afraid of this movie at
Come
all?
on, it had Kevin Bacon in it.
Yeah.
An arrow through his throat. Like,
Yeah.
oh God.
But yeah, that was kind of my reaction. I'm like, now I realize why I have not watched this movie in many, many years.
So it wasn't one of your favorites then?
No, if I was to compare this to Leatherface, really good slashers like Leatherface or Freddy or Michael Myers, Jason's at the bottom.
Now, is it because this version, Friday the 13th one, has nothing to do with Jason?
Yes.
It's just
I
his
loved
mom?
the remake. I
Okay.
loved the remake.
What about the sequels to follow?
much better because they had Jason. But the first one, I'm just kind of like, oh, it's his mom,
Miss Voorhees.
Mrs. Voorhees.
I thought Miss Voorhees was
Mister?
awesome.
It's like Mr. Voorhees.
She's kind of manly.
Miss Voorhees.
Well, she had to be manly. Kill all those fucking kids. Handle her business.
Very true. So, overall, you know, it was one of the original slasher movies, but it played off some original slashers themselves.
It played off Halloween.
Yes, it did. How do you think it did in the special effects department, considering we have the notorious
Tom Savini.
Tom Savini on this?
He did an awesome job on it.
But this is one of his, not first films,
No.
but very, very startup, you know?
I mean, I've watched the documentaries and stuff about Friday the 13th. Just some of the special effects he pulled off with the arrow going through Kevin Bacon's.
Oh yeah, it's very
I
interesting
mean,
how he
it's
did
just
that.
awesome.
He had
how
to
he
like
did it.
blow through a straw or something through
Yeah.
his neck because it wasn't oozing out the way that he wanted it to.
Now you had an interesting little tidbit. Tom Savini plays a
Oh yeah, when they throw that,
actor.
when they throw the person through the window, which, I mean, I don't know how Mrs. Voorhees, she's an older lady, I don't know how she managed to
Throw someone through a
through
window.
a window.
I agree.
That was actually Tom Savini. He played that character. He was the stunt double.
In,
getting thrown through the
in
window.
all honesty, I love Friday the 13th, but when I look at the original movie and I look back about all the kill scenes, I'm like, how did this little old lady do all this? She's like an expert archer, a
Hey, she just
stealthy
got some
girl,
mad
and she's
skills.
got like mad man skills, like throwing people.
Yeah, I mean,
And then she shows up in that little car, like, I'm Mrs. Voorhees. Like, oh,
Their
you
cute
did all
little
this?
sweater on and
dude, Ray
everything.
can make you do some crazy shit. You get
Well,
some,
shit, I think she's on some cocaine or shit too before she showed
well,
up.
maybe.
'Cause she was just
Maybe
a nut.
steroids, not cocaine.
I don't know, to stay up that late at night. So favorite scene from the movie?
Kill scene, death scene,
Just
or...
scene in general.
I really like the scene.
She's like, I don't have any.
Let me think.
I really like the scene with the girl that doesn't make it to the camp. She's in the woods and she
Uh-huh.
ends up getting killed. I really like the effect that they did with the cutting in the throat and everything. I liked how it was shot.
Yeah, where she's like, can you take me to camp
Yeah.
just a leg?
So, and you know what threw me off with that? The whole time I was thinking, this is the main character. She's going to be the one that
That's
makes
so
it
nice.
all the way through. And so I thought that was really cool how they did the twist on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so do you have a favorite scene then?
Probably my favorite. Okay, two. So
She's got
when
two
they're
of them.
playing the strip Monopoly,
Damn it, you took mine!
that's classic scene. And then when the girl gets the axe to the face in the shower,
So just
that's my favorite death scene.
let it be known. So we always do these reacting of classic scenes. I wanted to do Strip Monopoly, but I'm sorry, these two would not do it. Fucking assholes. I was totally down.
It's a democracy around
Yeah.
here, so.
Yes, it is, and I got outvoted. But that probably would have been one of my favorite scenes, just the classic old school Monopoly, and they're like,
They're in there smoking pot, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's play some strip Monopoly.
definitely. Did it surprise you who our heroine was then? The survivor?
Oh, yeah, at the end it totally did. I mean,
For you?
yeah, I mean, I was like, this whole mystery, and then you find out it's his mother that was killing everybody.
Well, I mean, so the survivor, so we have, I can't even remember her fucking name.
The blonde chick,
Blonde chick, she's a survivor.
mushroom head
Did that
haircut.
surprise you that she survived over everyone else?
Yeah, I thought it would be a guy to survive at the end.
Really?
Oh.
And what about,
I thought it was gonna be her.
Really?
Once that Annie chick got killed off in the woods, I'm
You're
like,
like-
it's gotta be that blonde girl that makes it through then.
me? I wasn't really surprised. It was pretty predictable. But there was one scene that surprised me out of the whole movie, and that's the very, very end. So
That's gotta be the
we
only
have
jump
our
scene.
survivor in the boat. It was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's floating along, and then Jason comes out. Finally, we see Jason. but in his very, like, I would want to say Toxic Avenger look. You know,
You call him more
Toxie.
Very
Yeah, he
deformed.
did.
And just like,
In some ways he did.
He kind of did, but I mean, I don't know. He looked like some kid that played around the sewers too long. But he comes out. Did that make, when you first seen this movie, did that scene make you jump?
Yeah, it made me jump.
Shit, that scene made me jump last night.
Like, I don't
I'm like, I know it's coming, but I wasn't
She's
sure
so
when.
like, where's it?
You know, Tom Savini, when the movie first came out in theaters, when it was getting towards the end to that part, he would go into the theaters and he would watch people's reactions to that
Oh,
scene,
really?
because that's really the only huge jump scene, and he was saying like people were jumping out of their chairs.
It is. It's like the movie kind of.
You think
Place
she's finally
your own.
safe, she's finally made it through everything, and then all of a sudden Jason's
Boom.
popping out of the wire and grabbing that chick and pulling her in.
So when you guys were going camping and doing all this stuff, did you think of this movie?
Nah, I never went to summer
For-
camp.
She's not a Girl Scout.
For me,
obviously.
yeah, I mean, where our grandpa's cabin is, it's pretty thick forest, so it
That was
definitely.
me too. I
Yeah.
was always like, oh shit, some crazy ass bitch out there gonna cut us up.
Yeah. Is she gonna give us brownies or a knife to the face?
Any last words on this one?
Just an overall great movie. I mean, yeah, it has some cheesy acting, and yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, but overall, it's a great movie. It's a classic.
And?
A little bit of stuff. I always have something to say.
Tidbit.
Yeah, something little. So Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees were actually born the same year. Don't know if you knew that.
Didn't know that.
That's a nerd right there.
1957. Different
Wow.
months
Month?
and dates, obviously, but same year. So
Wow, didn't
obviously
know
they played off of Halloween.
Yeah.
Friday the
Oh,
13th
yeah.
played off of that, and they've said that. And the snake scene when they're chopping at the snake.
It's a real snake.
That was a very real snake, and the owner
Oh,
of the snake
God.
was standing
Oh,
off,
jeez.
crying about the snake getting chopped up, her pet. So.
Oh, man.
That wouldn't happen in today's cinema because you'd have so many groups.
Oh, well,
of
and they were
people.
like,
PETA.
PETA was nowhere around, so that's why we were able to do this. Because I guess it wasn't even in the original script, but the director was like, this actually happened to me at summer camp. Let's throw this in there.
Oh, God.
So they had to do it in one take because that was a very real snake.
Huh.
I feel bad for that snake, but it
I
went
feel
out.
bad for the owner. They're standing off to the side just bawling.
Well, the snake got killed. Fuck the owner. Like, I don't care about the owner. The snake went out. All right, so rate it, Eddie.
I'd give it probably a decent 8.
Tracy?
Shouldn't go hard.
I don't want to piss nobody
Shouldn't
off.
be like, it's a
She's like, I know it's a very classic
mean,
horror.
It's not an awful, horrible movie, but I wish it would have actually had Jason as the killer in it, you know. Whatever.
Well, let's think about this. So you got to go back. So you know Jason exists, but go back to when it was first made. They didn't know anything about some hockey mask.
Yeah.
But I did love how they trick you, because you're thinking it's this manly killer guy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it turns out to be this old
It's his
fragile lady.
mummy. So it does kind of play with your mind a little bit. I will give it a very solid 6.
And for me, it would probably be a 7. I love a lot of the Friday the 13th to follow, but the original, although as good as it is, it just doesn't.
It's just a
It's the
very cool
foundation of the
classic
franchise.
It is,
slasher.
and it's good. It just doesn't. It's not like the original Nightmare on Elm Street or the original Halloween. It just doesn't have that feel to me. So I would
Not
give it about a
everybody
7.
can be Wes Craven, you know?
Well,
Or
I
John
think-
Carpenter.
Or John Carpenter.
I think Jason had probably the least amount of personality out of the other hire the other slashers that are kind of.
No, we're not thinking about Jason. We're talking about.
I know, but I'm
keeps
just
bringing
saying.
Jason in the movie.
I just really wanted Jason in here, but it's
I
okay.
guess so.
Yeah, we
Well,
understand.
So-
we'll
okay.
have to review the remake because she obviously loves that shit.
We already did.
We already did. Remember?
Oh yeah, very long time ago. Face palm.
We can do it again. It's
I
whatever.
guess me and Tracy are the historians of the group of ourselves.
I just host this shit, guys. Anyways, I am Marcus, and I have,
Tracy?
Eddie?
and we're the Aurora Jenkins of Utah. You have a great night, and I will be sure to remember what we filmed before. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah, and make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Bye.
Bye.
Fuck, I so forgot. Because that was such a
That's
shitty,
awesome. That'll be great.
But it was such a shitty review, like, when we did that. That's one with Craig, right?
That's why